Hello Bitcoiners, welcome to Bitcoin for Me Immortal channel. We're going to talk about Bitcoin, cryptos, technology and the future. Bitcoin for Me Immortal is a book you can see there in the screen. You can buy this book in Amazon, but you can also get it for free if you comment below and ask for it. Just I need to get an email address where to send the book. You can send that to me to Alberto the author at gmail.com. Everything is there down below. Here we don't give financial advice, we give education and entertainment. Okay, what's going on with Bitcoin today? Well, it seems that the price is picking up. Today Bitcoin has gone from below 30,000 to 31,653,000. That's an 8% increase in one day. That's not bad. And Ethereum is doing almost a 10% there, and other coins are doing well as well. And here we have the heat map, where you can see in dark green is those that are going higher, increasing a higher percentage, and even darker some others. In red, well, those that are going down. But here in red we only have the stable coin, so today seems to be a good day for Bitcoin, at least regarding to price. Sometimes we have good days, sometimes we have bad days, but the important thing is to remember this is noise. If you look at the price in the short term, like day to day, week to week, this is noise. You wanna really look at the signal and not the noise. And the signal is the fundamentals of Bitcoin and how Bitcoin is gonna perform against fiat money, against the dollar, against the pound, against the euro. In 5 years, in 10 years, and in 100 years. This is what you really need to look into. And we're going to explain today why it's risky. It's while Bitcoin is risky, it's a lot riskier not to have any Bitcoin. Okay, let's have a look into this. This is the Japanese candle chart, and we can see right now is spiking. It's going probably today to 32,000, and maybe tomorrow it will drop again, but it doesn't matter. Like I said, this is noise. Okay, this is important. This is some milk that they sell in Turkey, and they have to put protection, these alarms, as if milk was a luxury item. Why is that? Because inflation is so high in Turkey that the prices have gone up so much that people find it difficult to afford even milk. Why is this happening? Why the prices are going up? Why inflation is rampant? Well, because central banks keep printing money. More and more money gets printed every single day, and that means that the value of the money, the fiat money, of the euro, of the Turkish lira, is going down, and that means the prices are going up. So this is a problem, and one way, as far as I know, the only way to protect your money against inflation is Bitcoin. Okay, we are here. That was Turkey, but also Germany. Germany has reached 8% inflation, which is the highest inflation since the 60s. And Germany is the engine of Europe, is the most industrialized country, one of the most industrialized countries in the world. And when they have inflation 8%, and it's going to keep going up. Next month it will be higher, and next month will be higher. We are into a high inflation territory for the next few years, unfortunately. And yeah, a lot of people are going to suffer. You need to protect your wealth, you need to protect your money. Inflation is a hidden tax on poor people. If you have assets and you have debt, you benefit from inflation. But if you don't have assets and you have to live from your salary, you are very much taken for a ride by inflation. Inflation is a thief of your money. Here, let's talk about these two guys. Okay, talking about risk, right? Bernie Madoff digamos, let's say he cheated many investors, and he ran away with 60 billion. He made people lose $60 billion, and because of that, he went to prison for 150 years. In 2022, Do Kwon, who is the CEO of Luna, which recently went from 150 per token to zero, and all the investors they also lost in that investment. They lost 60 billion, same as the other. It could be argued that this guy went to jail. Well, this guy is still trying to revamp. Is now talking about Luna 2.0. So some people are not happy about this, but they obviously there's been an investigation in Korea about if there was any foul play, if it was a mistake, or if the strategy wasn't right. Yeah, you can argue backwards and forwards in favor or against that. But the fact remains that anything that is not Bitcoin is very centralized. It belongs to one guy, one person, one company, one headquarters, and it can go down from billions to zero within seconds, and that happens to Luna. So that's why here I very, very, very rarely talk about any other currency that is not Bitcoin. With Bitcoin, this cannot happen because Bitcoin is extremely decentralized. So there is no guy behind it. There is no boss. There is no CEO. There is no company. There is no country. There is no government, and therefore it cannot be manipulated. The price can go up a little bit, can go down, but Bitcoin cannot be destroyed by anyone. And here's the dollar against the Bitcoin. Usually we see the other way around. We see Bitcoin measured in dollars. Now this graph is dollars measured in Bitcoin. And as you can see, from 2011, 2012, 2011, with $1 you could buy 10 million satoshis. Satoshis are the cents of Bitcoin. And ever since it went down and down and down, and now you can only buy with $1. You can only buy 3,000, roughly 3,000 satoshis. Some people get very happy when this trend reverses, like here. The dollar went up for a while against Bitcoin, and now the dollar is going up slightly against Bitcoin. But this is only temporary. It's obvious, the trend is obvious, that if you do the average, it goes this way, and it's going down and down and down. And eventually $1 will buy you only 100 satoshis, and eventually it will buy only 1 satoshi. So don't keep your money in dollars because it's going down. And this is what happens when you have fiat money. Fiat money, the dollar, the euro, the pound, and the Zimbabwean dollars, they go down in value. They go down in value because the governments and the central bank, they keep printing money. And when they print too much money, they have to print this kind of money, which is $10 billion. One note is worth $10 billion in Zimbabwean dollars. And with that, you cannot even buy a loaf of bread because this money is worthless. Yeah, you can argue that this only happens in Zimbabwe and Venezuela and Argentina. Right. But the central bank in Zimbabwe is doing exactly the same as the central bank in the US, the central bank in Europe, the central bank in the UK, and the central bank in Japan. They're printing money that like there is no tomorrow, and the value of that money is going to the floor. Also, sometimes you hear politicians and all these people from the IMF complain about that Bitcoin uses too much energy, and it's not good for the environment, and we should use dollars or euros because it's a cleaner way of money. Okay, and recently they have got together, the Christine Lagarde and all these people, they got together in at Davos for the World Economic Forum, and they all came in their private jets. They're parked here, the private jets, to talk about how Bitcoin is bad for the environment. Do you see the irony here? Okay, and I'm going to show you this video about. It's an interview.
The balance sheet of the European
This guy is
Central
interviewing
Bank
Christine Lagarde.
and the money that is on there now.
She's
And here it is. What I would
the
like
boss
to
of the
show our viewers and
European
ask a
Central
question
Bank.
about this is going over 8
She's
trillion
been printing money like
euros
crazy.
now.
8 trillion
And
euros
isn't
were
what
printed
you
in 1
just
year.
told us about the cryptocurrencies, don't we see a gigantic
It's a bubble.
bubble here
He's saying this is a bubble,
on your balance
obviously.
sheet with the euro? And isn't
The
this
euro is a
graph
bubble.
very
He's asking.
nerve-wracking?
Well, I can tell you that there is zero crypto
And
assets
she
in the
said,
balance
we
sheet
don't
of
have
the
any
ECB.
Bitcoin.
That I know.
Point number one. Well, I just don't want any ambiguity about it.
Yeah.
But you have to think in terms of counterfactual. If we had not decided on March 18th, when we put together the pandemic emergency program and then subsequently increased the volume of commitment that we made to the European Union economies, we would be in a devastated situation. So I don't regret any of that
He's
move that
making
we
some
took
excuses now.
on that day, which was 4 months into my job, to significantly increase the size of the balance sheet, because that's all we had.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the economy would have collapsed, and it would have been even accelerated by a financial crisis.
You had to do it. It was the COVID crisis. You say that's what we
Yes.
needed to do. But how do you get it?
It will
back?
come. It will come. In due course. Yeah.
How?
In due
How?
course, it will.
And this is the worrying bit. Right? The journalist asked Christine Lagarde, but how are you going to now lower inflation? How are you going to make it go back to normal? Are you going to do anything about it? And I said, oh, don't you worry about it. It will solve itself out. It will be, we just wait and see. So obviously she doesn't have a clue about what she's doing. She's in charge of one of the biggest central banks in the world. She's printing money like crazy, and she's just hoping that all the problems will go away as if nothing. And this is why fiat money is doomed. This is why the euro is doomed, and all fiat currencies are doomed. And the only safe haven that I can see is Bitcoin. Also, this is a graph that just to remind you guys that how Bitcoin is mined. What is the issuance of Bitcoin every 4 years? Every 4 years, you have at the beginning every 10 minutes, 50 Bitcoins were mined per block. Then it went down to 25, then 12.5, and now we're in 6.25. So today, every 10 minutes, some miners are mining 6.25 Bitcoins, which is 900 Bitcoins a day. But in 2024, that will go down to 3.125, which is 450 per day. What does this mean? This means like the supply of Bitcoin keeps getting smaller and smaller. It's one of the most scarce assets in the world. And this is gonna, because the demand keeps growing, the demand of Bitcoin is growing the same as the internet adoption was growing in the 90s. And it means a growing demand and a lowering supply means that the price is gonna go exponential at some point. Not today, not tomorrow, not next year, but in 5, in 10, in 15 years, it will go exponential. It can go easily to 1 million or even 10 millions per Bitcoin. And this is why Michael Saylor, one of the biggest whales, he said, I will keep buying the top forever. You don't have to worry about buying the bottom. Some people worry too much about, oh no, I'm gonna wait until it's 27,000, then I'll buy, because at 29,000 it's too expensive. That's bollocks. You buy every day or every week, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when it goes to 1 million. It doesn't matter if you bought 30 or 35,000 or 25,000 or 55,000. I have bought Bitcoin at every single price, every single price in the scale. I have bought Bitcoin at 30,000, I have bought at 20,000, I have bought 10,000, I have bought at 50,000, and I have bought at 60,000. And I will keep buying, and I will buy Bitcoin at 70,000, 80,000, 90,000, and maybe I will stop at 100,000 or maybe 150,000. At some point I will stop when I think I have enough. But I'm not gonna stop because I think $150,000 per Bitcoin is still cheap when it's going to $1 million. That's the whole point. And this is a question that was this is in Spanish. I will translate for you. This question was made to Jack Dorsey, and he said the question was, what can the governments do against Bitcoin? And the answer of Jack Dorsey was nothing, nada. The governments cannot do anything against Bitcoin. And this is just to say goodbye. This is Africa, and obviously, and in Africa, you have a different situation. We have the Central African Republic, which is right in the middle, where Bitcoin is legal tender. Then you have some countries where Bitcoin is legal, like Kenya, Botswana, and South Africa. You have some countries in light blue where there is like a ban, but it's implicit. It's not really explicit. In some countries, it's completely forbidden, like Morocco, Algeria, Egypt. And some countries are undecided, the Greek one. But we will see this map changing very, very fast. We will change because the Central Republic is going to is being the first one, and all the countries surround the Central African Republic are going to do the same because they are using the African franc, which is a relic from the colonial past, from the French, and this is a is the way the French government has to extortionate and steal money from Africa, and they are getting tired of this. And all these countries, I think Chad, Niger, Congo. In total, there's about 14 countries that are still using the French African franc. And why use French African franc? In France, they're not using it anymore. When you can use a decentralized, immutable, transparent, and sound money that is going up and is keeping value like nothing else. Okay, guys, this is all I got for today. Remember that risk, everything in life is risky. Some people were in the Titanic and thought that going to the lifeboat was risky, so they decided to stay in the Titanic, and then they went to the bottom of the ocean. Unfortunately, so sometimes you have to guess: am I safer in the Titanic or am I safer in the lifeboat? Well, fiat money is the Titanic, and the lifeboat is Bitcoin. So you make your decision. Thank you for watching the video. Remember to press the like, subscribe, tell all your friends and family about this wonderful channel, and tell them about Bitcoin and how Bitcoin is the lifeboat. Thank you very much, and I will see you again next week. Bye bye.